G'day there folks, and welcome to the first video in a hopefully a long series of videos that will be coming from me. Now today we're going to have some cool stuff on the cards. We're looking at a Stella's sea eagle and how we fit anklets on her. She's the largest species of eagle in the world, so you'd be mad to miss it. Now we're also going to introduce you to the newest member of the gang, Charlie, who's a 20-day-old baby Harris hawk. He's insanely cute, so stay tuned for more and roll the intro. The object that you can see in front of you is an anklet. For those of you who aren't aware, an anklet is the piece of equipment we fit to a bird's ankle. We then take a leather strap called a jess and pass it through the brass eyelet that you can see in front of you. These are quick release anklets called false armory anklets, and as you can see they should neatly fit on the bird's foot. But when it comes to fitting the anklets, you can encounter a few issues if it's not done correctly. The anklet should not be too tight, nor should it be too loose, which is why it's quite a fine art to get them right. If they're too loose, the bird risks gaining sores on its legs and it will be injured. If they're too tight, the bird will have constriction issues and may be injured. Instead, the anklet should fit nicely on the bird's leg, being able to slide up and down a few millimeters, but not being too loose so that the bird's leg wobbles when seated in the anklet. Hi there guys, and welcome to the crash. Let me introduce you to the 20-day-old Harris hawk, Charlie. The reason that Charlie's here with me today is because we're going to hand rear him and then eventually fly him on display and demonstration at work. This is really nice. Should we just do a voiceover instead? Yeah. Well, I think we've all had quite enough of that. Now Charlie, as I previously mentioned, is a baby Harris hawk, and Harris hawks are one of the most popularly flown birds of prey in the modern falconry world. That's because they're very quick learners, they're intelligent, they're social creatures. Naturally in the wild, these birds often tend to hunt in big family groups, enabling them to catch their prey a lot more easily. And maybe this bleeds over into captive life and it makes them a better hunting companion out in the field. But Charlie here has no idea that he is a Harris hawk. Like I said before, he's an imprinted bird of prey. So Charlie sees me as a parental figure, and it's my job to make sure he's in good order. So to that end, when I first went and met Charlie, I made sure his feet were in good condition. I checked his eyes to see if they were alert and bright, and I also looked down his throat to see that there wasn't any abnormalities about his person. Charlie's settling in really well to family life back at the creche. He's already met the dogs, he's met cats, he's met children, and all of this is going to pay dividends later on in his life when he turns out to be a truly fantastic hawk. Coco's shift on babysitting duty. Je t'aime, je t'aime, oui je t'aime. Okay, so I think that was a little bit better. Now, every week I want to keep you guys up to date on Charlie's progress. So we're going to have a weekly instalment seeing how he's growing up and how he's getting on. You're going to see how we train him and exactly what it is like to be a falconer. In the meantime, let's go on and have a look at how we fit anklets on the largest eagle in the world, the Stella's sea eagle. David, our heaviest member of staff, has the wonderful job of testing whether the equipment we have made is up to the task, and it looks like it's passed. This is the first time we've had the opportunity to inspect Nikita up close and personal for around about 4 months, so Paul takes due care to inspect her feet and her tail, checking for any signs of damage. Now this process may look slightly invasive to any viewers who haven't seen an eagle handled like this before, but believe you me, it's being done in the most respectful and the kindest way possible. We've placed a towel over her head for Nikita's comfort and also for our safety. By removing the visual element from Nikita, she's likely to be a lot calmer. Now, David really has the important job here to make sure that Chris does not get injured. Those enormous feet Nikita has can exert over 1,000 pounds of crushing force per square inch. So Chris is really placing a lot of trust in both Paul and David throughout this procedure. Chris is now going to offer up the hard metal punch to the eyelets. His job is to close the soft metal of the eyelet over on itself, completing the structure. But if Chris goes too far with the punch, he risks cracking the eyelet, or if he doesn't go quite far enough, he risks not closing it over on itself, and as soon as Nikita exerts any pressure on it, it's likely to break. That's why this job is really one of those jobs that takes years of practice. It's more of an art than a science. But Chris is happy with the way the eyelet's closed on itself. He spins it around, and it's time to perform exactly the same operation on Nikita's left foot. Once we have both of the eyelets in place, we then begin fitting the jesses. Now the jesses are specifically designed so that one hangs lower than the other, meaning when they're both attached to the swivel, they will sit perfectly evenly between her feet. This is in the event that she jumps off her perch. The force will be distributed evenly across her legs. So now it's time for the grand reveal, and Nikita seems very pleased to be out of the towel, and Chris the falconer seems incredibly happy with the brand new set of anklets he has on his eagle. All in all, I'd say that's a job well done. Whilst we're on this topic, let's go and take a look at some products available from Ashley Clark Falconry. This week we are looking at some Ashley Clark falconry furniture. Now Ashley Clark has been making falconry furniture for a good few years now, and there's quite a lot on offer on his website. This week I've opted for the stitched flying jesses and some pigskin rolled anklets. Now we'll start with the jesses. The jesses seem to me to be pretty well made. I mean they're very sturdy. They've got this bead of stitching that goes all the way along the length of the jess. This presumably is for strength. When jesses break, they tend to either break down here. If they're muse jesses, they have a slit in there, or they go up here on the toggle area. The toggle is constantly rubbing on the anklet section and can wear, dry out and crack. It's hard to get oil in there too. But these jesses, I mean, there's not too much to say about them, to be honest, because they're all very similar. Maybe the stitching is overkill, but I can see the thinking behind it. It's just to make them a little tougher. Moving on, we got the anklets. These look at first appearance to be really cool, really well made. I like the look of them, I certainly do, but I don't really like the feel of them. These are false almery anklets, which we should have already discussed in the video. These mean you can quickly attach and detach the anklet. So you can attach it just like this one, you can see, and then unattach it just like this. But this comes at a cost. Any piece of falconry equipment is only as strong as its weakest point. The weakest point on this one is just here. Now I like what the maker has done. He's put two pieces of leather together, glued it so there's a smooth side on the outside and a smooth side on the inside too, but I can't help but feel that that's maybe compromised some of the strength and structure of this particular anklet. So not sure if that was a good idea or not, to be honest. They do seem a little bit weak there. If there was a bird of prey that I knew was going to chew its equipment, I wouldn't put these anklets on that bird. That's just me though, I don't know, you guys might like them. Maybe they'd be better off for demonstration and talks, educational purposes essentially. Oh, one more thing as well, the stitching on the inside here of the pigskin is kind of rough. Can you, if you can hear that, that's me just rubbing my nail on it. Yeah, I don't think it really makes much difference comfort wise to the bird having the pigskin, because you've got that stitching on the inside there. So interesting, not really for me. I wouldn't put them on my bird of prey, but you guys might love them. So there you go. If you're interested, check out the rest of Ashley's products at aclarkfalconry.co.uk. Okay folks, so it's goodbye from me and Charlie for this week. If you want to see more of Charlie, then tune in next week to find out how he's getting on. If you enjoyed what you saw today, please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in next week's video.